On Monday evening, Donald Trump apparently called for yet another coup here in the United States based on how you interpret his response to a question from Tucker Carlson. So here's what happened. Tucker Carlson on Monday evening claimed that he sent a list of 6 questions to a lot of Republicans who may or may not be running for president. Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, Mike Pence, Nikki Haley, Tim Scott, Greg Abbott, Chris Nunu. Not everybody responded, but Trump, Pence, and DeSantis did. And a lot of the questions had to do with Russia and Ukraine. And according to Tucker Carlson, he never mentioned regime change when asking the question, yet the responses from DeSantis, Pence, and of course Trump all reference regime change. So weird coincidence if Tucker Carlson is telling the truth. Now, DeSantis, of course, has been hammered over his response, and rightfully so, but it's Donald Trump's response that for some reason has flown under the radar when it does appear that he called for a coup here in the United States. Here is Donald Trump's response. Should the United States support regime change in Russia? No. We should support regime change in the United States. That's far more important. The Biden administration are the ones who got us into this mess. Regime change, according to David Badish from the New Civil Rights Movement, usually refers to a coup of some kind, either military intervention by a foreign country or a coup from inside the country itself. In fact, as he points out, regime change, as most know, is the removal of a current government, often by force, which could also be called a coup. If you Google the definition of regime change, you'll find this: the replacement of one administration or government by another, especially by means of military force. And based on the response Trump gave to Carlson's question, he said, we need regime change here in the United States. And this, of course, is coming from the man that is currently fighting off multiple different lawsuits alleging that he incited a riot on January 6th of 2021. Trump needs to understand, and I've said this a million times, and I'm going to keep saying it because it continues to be true. Every single thing you say can be used against you in court. So as you continue to fight those lawsuits, I was just given a speech. It was presidential speech, protected. I didn't tell anybody to coup. Yeah, but now you're calling for regime change. That can 100% be used against you in that case, even though you're technically being sued for words that you used 2 years ago. They can still use words that you're using today to show the meaning of what you said 2 years ago. May not be the most effective legal tactic, but I promise you these words are going to come back to haunt Donald Trump. Because when you're calling for regime change, much like the United States did with going into Iraq, you mean overthrowing the government of the United States. And if you're calling for it now, it's not that big of a leap to think that you were calling for it 2 years ago as well. So keep running your mouth, because that's definitely going to help you out in these lawsuits, 100%, right, bud? No, it's not. Trump's words need to be taken seriously, because you know who does take them seriously, even if the court doesn't? His supporters. They hear those words and it's like a dog whistle in their brain. They know what he is asking them to do. And that is the most terrifying part of all of this. They hear it. They take it as marching orders. They've admitted in court that when he says something, they believe it's an instruction, not just hyperbole, not just a talking point, but an instruction. And that's why comments like this from the twice impeached former president need to be taken very seriously. Hi, everyone. This here is little Athena. And Athena would like to know why you haven't subscribed to Fair and Balanced yet. So please, don't let Athena down. Subscribe today.